Today I'm going to show you how to set up 3 of my indicators: Linescope Lite, which is free, semaPHorek, and PowerBars, the second indicator, which is free. So let's begin with Linescope Lite. This will calculate and display the levels where we can expect reactions based on the previous price development. I'm going to Indicators and adding Linescope Lite to the chart by double-clicking on it. Now I have to select the levels which I would like to visualize. I will definitely want to see the daily levels from the previous days. These are the untouched levels from the previous day. As you can see, the level ends at the moment of touching. So here you basically see all the reactions to the levels from the previous day. And you can turn on even the daily levels, intraday levels, such as Asia high, Asia low, Europe high, Europe low, or equal highs, equal lows. There aren't any equal highs or lows, so we see just the Asia, Europe, and American levels, but it's okay. If you don't like any of these levels, such as among the daily levels, the levels based on market profile, you can turn on the section and by clicking on this checkbox, turning off the levels. However, I like having all of them at the chart so that I see the reactions in case of trend. I just have to turn on broken levels, which will make the tested levels gray. I think that the color is too dimmed, so I click at the color and make it better visible. I can even change the color like so, but this is too bright, so I will dim it again. And this is okay in my opinion. I see the levels where they were tested and I see the active levels. Now I need to turn on the synchronization, set up the master key. This is a synchronization key which synchronizes the levels from the master chart to the other charts with the lower time frames such as Renko, range, 1 minute chart, whatever. I will set up the key to master 6E so that I know which chart is this synchronization key related to, and I turn on the synchronization is global. And I click apply. Currently, we have 10 days of history at this 30-minute chart. I can certainly extend the period by unchecking auto and setting it to, let's say, 100 day. This was the speed of the calculation of the levels from the previous 100 days. So I'm satisfied with this. And let's move on to the lower time frame chart, which will be 5-minute chart in the case of Euro. I'm opening a new chart. I can basically minimize this. Now I can maximize this chart. I will load my template. I will get rid of the profile at the left side of the chart. I'm at the 5-minute chart and I can start adding the indicators I'm interested in. Let's begin with the Linescope Lite Slave. This is the second part of the indicator. Linescope Lite has 2 parts, Linescope Lite and Linescope Lite Slave. So in the Slave indicator, we just have to add it to the chart and enter the same synchronization key we gave in the master chart, which was master 6E, wasn't it? And I click at read mode. Now the indicator reads the levels from the master chart. I will check the synchronization key again. Master 6E. I will change it to master E. Okay. And now I need to adjust it in the slave. Master E. Read the levels. Okay. These are the untested levels, which are still valid. I can also extend the lines to the left, which means across the entire chart, which is not bad in my opinion, so that we see all the levels at the chart. This is okay. I can change the font, the description of the lines, but I'm okay with that, so I'm keeping it like so. Now I will add the power bars, it's here, and basically there's no need to set up anything, because I experimented with the levels, and the period of 20 and the large factor of 2.5 is okay, which means PowerBars indicator displays the candles with the volume above the average of the 20 previous candles, by displaying them in a brighter colors. Occasionally, I like to change these colors to, let's say, yellow, because I basically don't need the color of the candle. I just want to see the candles with the exceptional volume, which makes sense. For example, here, without any other indicator, you see that there was some price development, price started creating higher highs, and here the price created power bar upon pullback to these lows, took out some liquidity, and then developed it to the desired direction again. There was also nice reaction here, and so on, so on. So this is the purpose of the power bars indicator. No need to set up anything, and it just works. I will place the final indicator, which will be semaPHorek, to the chart, again by double-clicking it. And there we go. We just see the first semaPHorek candles at the chart, but we need to adjust them so that we have quite enough of them, the ideal amount. I need another indicator called candle statistics. I will delete it at the end of the setting, but now I need it. So now I need to see it like so. I just did a mistake. Okay, now I need to set up the semaPHorek indicator so that it shows the reversal moments. Like here, I need to see what is the number of the contracts upon reversal. I would say above 1000. Here is 1000 contracts at this candle, minus 240 delta, which looks good. 1000 minus 200. Here we have, I need to move the indicator slightly higher so that it's not above the semaPHorek. Here's 4800 at this reversal candle. That's why the candle is yellow, because it's an exceptional volume. Considering the previous 20 candles, here's 1300. I think 1000 is a good amount to start with. Okay. And the delta, something like 200 is okay, I think, because we have double-digit numbers here, which was within the European session. We have 300 here. It doesn't matter if the value is positive or negative. Obviously, semaPHorek works with the absolute value of delta. So I will set it up to 200. And now I need to hide the candle statistic because it's kind of disturbing. And now I go to settings, semaPHorek. I will set the volume. Oh, it's already at 1000, which is okay. Delta, I need to set it to 200. Okay. I think that the amount was slightly reduced. And now I need to set up the absorptions. Absorptions, when I zoom in, I already have my settings for the cluster chart here. But basically, all you need to see is the amount of the absorptions, which is, an absorption is a high positive value in the upper wick at the high of the swing, and high basically low negative value at the low of the candle. So, obviously, something like 70, 50, 80 is okay. I think that we can actually set it to, here's 120. Let's set it up to 100. Let's try 100. What does 100 do? So let's zoom in so that I see the development and I can judge whether my setting is correct. Okay. And I will set the absorption to 100. Oh, we lost this semaPHorek, which is not good. I would like to see it here. Maybe 50? 50 is okay. How about 75? 75 is still okay. Bear in mind that we set up semaPHorek at the moment when the chart is still. There's no movement, there's no development, because there are 9 lights, 9 conditions at the chart. One of them is the smart tape. If one market participant places an exceptionally high order at one level, then we get the 8th light. Currently, the chart is standing still, so basically we have the number 6 here, but we may have number 7 here when the chart is running. I would like to maybe reduce the visible semaPHorek candles, which is here, from 5. This is the current setting, as you can see. So you see at least 5 candles. When I reduce this number, the lower I get, the more candles I see at the chart, obviously, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to see 3s or 4s. I even think that 5 is not high enough. I would set it to 6. Strip distance, stripped high, and so on and so on. We don't need to change anything here. So the text color, it's basic white. I can change it to slightly something dimmed, like so. Or maybe slightly lighter, like so. And the other parameters, it's not necessary to adjust anything. There's also PowerBars implemented into semaPHorek. You see here, 3. This is the third condition, which is set to 20-175, which varies from PowerBars settings. I left it for 20-25, which means when the candle is really PowerBar stronger enough. Currently, semaPHorek shows this condition when there is a 1.75 multiplication. I mean, the volume is at least 1.75 higher than the average from the 20 candles. But I also see the exceptionally strong candles, which I like. So I keep PowerBars set to 225 and semaPHorek 175. And there's no need to set anything else. Finished business, there is or there is not. Finished business. Imbalances, the factor of 2.0 is okay. And the smart tape, it's set to 30. You have to play around with that. Maybe set it to 50 or whatever the exceptional amount of the orders by one market participant is. Now you can set the alarms. You can set the alarm on price change. When the candle has not been closed yet, and you see, for example, 6 semaPHorek lights, then you get notified, which is quite good because you know in advance that something is happening, let's say at the level. So let's set it up to 5. I like setting it to 5. 1 point less than the semaPHoreks at the chart. And on candle close, this is easy. The candle has to close to get notified as soon as there's at least 6 lights. And that's it. That's it. There we go. Okay. Now I can basically export these settings because I can use them in the future. I will click here at the bottom right corner at this icon of the traffic lights of semaPHorek. I will click at export, go to my semaPHorek settings, and it's here. And I will save it like euro 5 minute. That's the time frame. And there's the setup file created. I can show you when I load, for example, import. I click at import and I load, for example, S&P 500 5-minute chart US session. We have this amount of the candles at the chart of euro 5 minute. But when I click at it and I import the 6E settings, E6, which is here, then the number changed, also the color, and so on and so on. All settings within the semaPHorek are saved as the setting file. And there we go. I can certainly arrange the charts so that I have the 30-minute chart on the left and the 5-minute chart on the right, like so. Hide the indicators, and this is my final result. I have the 30-minute chart on the left and 5-minute chart with semaPHorek and PowerBars and Linescope Lite on the right.